Hey guys, how's it going? Captain Foley here, and it's time for the first reaction to episode 2 of Lower Decks. This one is called um, Envoys. Yes. Um, just pulling up the live here so I can see the messages from you guys. So how are y'all doing? Hope you are well. I am very tired and very blah today, especially right now. I'm just super tired and don't want to. Not that I don't want to do this or be here, but um, you know, just kind of blah. So hopefully this will pull me out of it, as it tends to do. You guys usually cheer me up, so um, yeah, that'd be great. Let's see here. All right. So, I don't see other super chats earlier on. But anyway, Olivia Julius throws in $5. Hey guys, I'm just north of New York City. I got an all-nighter to do, but don't worry, my blast shield is up. I love this season so far. Yeah, this episode was good. They had the A-B plot again, which is nice. I like the adventures of the engineer a little bit better than the adventures of Boimler and Mariner. That being said, Mariner is very much, she reminds me a lot of Jadzia in this episode, just because of the way she is buddy-buddy with the Klingons, and definitely has the upper hand in most situations. And to the point where, and by the way, spoilers, guys, I don't know if you knew that, but spoilers, to the point where by the time it came around to the Ferengi thing, you gotta know that she set that up before it's revealed. Because I did the first time, so just wanted to point that out. Brian Christensen, hello Cap. Hope you are feeling better soon. Yeah, it's just I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. It's just a busy day. So, Darth Maul, sup everyone. Let's see what you guys think of Lower Decks today. Tangent Rambles, I think that Commander Ransom may have been trolling Ensign Boimler with those instant death command sounds. That wasn't Boimler, that was Rutherford, the Ensign Rutherford that he was doing that with. But yeah, just initiate the Janeway protocol. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. Is that the SG1 shirt you were talking about, Cap? It's one of them. Yeah, this is my my olive one, olive colored. I also have a black one, and this is like a fake Velcro patch, but whatever. It's a nice shirt actually. Very comfortable, and yeah. List of Jericho. I just call them Brad and Beckett. That's easier. Yeah, getting their first names, but they're going to be referred to as Ensign, Boimler and Mariner by the upper class people, upper class, the officers. So got to get used to both. The next part gets dicey. Puts in a $1 with cool smiley face. So thank you, Jill. Pride and Pinstripes. I liked it, but hope that Boimler redeems himself and saves the ship by the end of the season. We'll have to see. I mean, he does have his moments, or he thinks he has his moments. I love that she's kind of like his mentor now. Like, she's going to help him become a better Starfleet officer, because she obviously is a good Starfleet officer, and she just doesn't care for it as much as he does. Like, she's already got that promotion. She's been on a couple different ships. She's done some stuff. She's done some black ops with Klingon, or gray ops, whatever they called it. And she's now been demoted again to ensign. So she knows what it takes, and she knows that he has a passion for it. And I like that. Ozzy puts in $5. Today is a good day for some blood wine and prune juice, a warrior's drink. Skeleton hands. Indeed it is, my friend. Mark says, I've only been able to watch the episode once, so there may have been some things I missed. Yeah, I've only seen it 3 times. Um, there's not much to pick up on a repeated viewing on this one. It's pretty straightforward. That being said, when we do our full review tomorrow and we look at the screen caps, we usually pick up some cool stuff in the background or whatever, and we do have some stuff we probably want to talk about this upcoming week. So stay tuned for those. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit like. We have 85 people watching with 48 likes. Guys, we can do better than that. Hit that like button. And make sure that your notification bell icon is set to all so that you get all notifications. So you get notified every time we upload, because we'll be doing a lot of little breakdown videos and stuff, as well as the full reviews. So. Clay says, Mariner calmed down in this episode, thought you'd like that. I absolutely did. Yep. Tangent rambles. No, Rutherford was in the security sim set by Lieutenant Shrax. Ransom did the command sims with Boimler. Well, Ransom's the first officer, and it was Rutherford who switched to command first and got the 2 simulations on the holodeck. One was a temporal rift, the other was a small meteor or a small asteroid coming towards them. Boimler was the whole time on the planet, so you're wrong there. The list of Jericho. Janeway Protocol. Go back in time and reset everything. Ryan K. I grant wishes. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that made me laugh. The first part with the little ball of light entity being like coming into the ship. How many times have we seen that? Even that exact same effect. The first one that really rings a bell is the child. But then there was 1 or 2 other episodes where it's the same kind of thing. And it was just funny the way that played out. Yeah. Captain Robert April. I just posted a video telling the fandom menace to can the Trekkier than thou attitude and lighten up. Yeah, they're not going to listen to you. But Rognick, Tangent Rambles, Rutherford was in the sim and Shax with Shax and Ransom. Yes. The Pyridon, interesting point, is Boimler says he and Mariner are the same age. Yeah, you're the same age as me. What good old days. Bliss Jellicoe, the shapeshifter is an alien in the animated series, apparently. Yes, in the episode The Survivor, there is of the animated series, there is a alien shapeshifter that has that appearance, and you see it change from the old Andorian to the baby Andorian. In between is the way it appeared in the animated series, the original one. So that was a really nice callback. Rognick, looks like Ransom will get a bunch of screen time next week. Yeah, rips his shirt off. I forgot to turn on some lights, so I got a little bit of a shadow issue here, but that's okay. Should be fine. The next part gets dicey. The thing with the energy being was brilliant. It's sentient. Are we allowed to shove it in a container? Shauna Leatherman, I love the Easter egg from Star Trek: The Animated Series with the appearance of the Vidorian in the bar. Yeah, the Vidorian. Thank you. But yeah, the episode of the animated series that's in is The Survivor. So check it out. Eugene, 400 rubles. Thank you very much. Got a couple of laughs this time. I don't think there is much sense in thinking in terms of canon about this show, as long as fourth wall breach is not an in-universe thing. A bit sad, and basic plot line is rather thin. Yes. Yeah, this one, there wasn't much to this one, which I don't think there's going to be much to a lot of them. But hold on a second, I just got to turn on a light here because it's kind of bugging me. Don't worry, I'm still here, guys. I have not forsaken you. Or I have, and, you know. Ah, see, I'm back. It's fine. A little bit better. Well, a little bit. I don't know. It looks a little bit better. Anyway, like I said, wasn't really feeling it tonight, so I didn't come up and preset everything up. I just kind of came up last minute and did my thing. So, the Pyridon, see a cliffhanger there where the energy ball enters the captain's chest. That's actually a good point because we don't see it exit, so it could come back later. Otherwise, it's like, die, mortal, and just disappears because it wasted all its energy making the cool new tricorder with the purple stripe. Witchfinder General, are you actually reviewing this as if it's actual Star Trek? Well, we're reviewing it because it's Star Trek, and the word actual need not apply. It's just Star Trek, so we're going to take a look at it and point out the Easter eggs, the fun references, the cool stuff, what works, what doesn't, you know, kind of what we do. So, yes. Fleetpaw Swiftback, $5. Missed opportunity. Tindy or Mariner get impregnated by the energy ball like the child. No, there shouldn't be any of that going on. That being said, Tindy, whatever the hell her name is, how it's pronounced, is very much the Tilly of this show. I really got that sense in the scene where she hugs Rutherford and says, "Oh, thanks, I have no real friends aboard the ship yet." Very much a Tilly line. So I know a lot of people had drawn those comparisons early on, and I saw it too, but this one really stood out to me. So, you know, I thought I'd mention that. List of Jericho. It's more Star Trek than Discovery and Picard. Yeah. It's the most Star Trek feeling of the new Trek, for sure. Clay Williams, my favorite part was Kirk hands. Kirk hands. Oh, yes, when she's fighting. Yeah. Was it her that said that, or was it Rutherford when he was fighting the Borg? I think it was her, actually. Sidewire, but hasn't Mariner served starships longer to be promoted and demoted? Yes. So just she might have entered the academy earlier. She's got a father that's an admiral and her mother that's a captain. So I can see her being like this overachiever, really excited for Starfleet, then gets in Starfleet and doesn't really enjoy it. So she could have been an early starter, because Starfleet is something you can enter into at any age, pretty much. So I see no problems with that. Her and Boimler being the same age, but the same rank as well, even though she was promoted and then demoted. So no issue there. Daniel Hall. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Definitely preceded the B plot, otherwise meh. Didn't like the intro, though. Not a way to treat a possible first contact. Well, the thing had evil intent. It wanted to kill the captain. Die, mortal. She didn't know that, but what they're implying is her experience, having served on 5 starships, and grabbing the thing right away, saying, "No, it's evil." And Tindy's like, "I don't know. This is fine." That was what they're trying to imply, that she's got enough experience that she knows that it's not benevolent, or it is benevolent. It's evil. I think I'm using the word right. I don't know. I'm tired. Leave me alone. So, first contact. Yeah, I don't know. The next part gets dicey. Puts in $2. Mariner, like Wesley, growing up on ships doing stuff. Yeah, I could see that very much. Yeah. Darth Maul, Trekyards. Watch the episode twice, and it's a good episode. Not quite a 6 out of 10 like the pilot, but maybe a 5.5. But overall, I haven't hated this series like the Fandom Menace. Yeah, I don't hate it either, and yeah, I don't know if I would rank this one as high as the pilot. Actually, we'll save that for tomorrow when we do the review. But I think, you know, it's still up there, but yeah, it's not as good as the first episode in my opinion. The next part gets dicey. Do we know for sure she's been demoted? Maybe she's just young. She said she's been demoted. It was mentioned in the first episode, so yes. Um, or he, um, Brad, says to her, well, you've been demoted, or whatever he says. He says something in the first episode. I don't know it word for word or verbatim, but he does say it is made clear that she was demoted. Mark, with them being the same age, it seems like Mariner might have a Wesley Crusher type on, might have been a Wesley Crusher type on her parents' previous assignment. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And that could be part of the 5 starships she's served on. She maybe only served on 2 or 3 as an actual Starfleet officer, but grew up on some. So she saying that she served on them, you know. Rognick at Daniel Hall. That wasn't first contact. That was the 59th energy beam threatening the ship this week. Yeah. Nice dilithium chamber lamp. Oh, the warp core. Yeah, it looks like it's dying. It's from ThinkGeek. It's actually a charger, USB charger for the car, but it's got USB ports on the back. So, but thank you. Tangent rambles. Both my mom and I are uh, longtime Trek fans since the original series, and we both love Lower Decks so far. Good to know. Fun will now commence. Mariner stated she was demoted in the first episode. Yep. Well, somebody did. I thought it was her, but then I thought maybe Brad had mentioned it. But yeah, okay. Dan, sorry, that was supposed to be preferred the B plot. Yeah, I kind of figured when I was reading it, but don't mess with me, guys. Don't mess with the spelling because I got dyslexia, and sometimes, especially when I'm tired, like now, it's hard to read things, especially when they're not spelled properly or whatever. And I'm like, So I apologize in advance. Captain Kenny, Jamaharan on Kronos. Was it Kronos? It wasn't Kronos, no. They make a point of saying the planet name twice, and he says he wants to be dropped off in Little Kronos, like Little China or Chinatown. Um, but yeah. Let's see, 128 people watching, 73 likes, guys. Let's get those likes up. Hit that like button if you haven't already. If you have a question or comment, and you want to make sure that I read it, send a super chat. I will be kind of skimming through and getting a lot of the comments, but I don't want to get too far behind, so I might miss a comment or two. If I do, you can feel free to re-enter it, and hopefully I'll pick it up the second time around. So, Ryan K, don't worry. According to my implant, you only have an 18% chance of dying. Make that 20. Calm that heart rate down. That was hilarious. Yeah. I love that he went from command to medical to security and then back to engineering. I think that was a fun little ride. Um, Poor guy, though. uh, Ozzy, $5. She was the Enterprise. She was on the Enterprise for a minute. Yeah, that was one of the other girls are talking about. Um, Again, I can't remember the name or whatever or the context, but it's like, yeah, she served on the Enterprise for like a hot minute. She thinks she's all that. So that was at least mentioned. Got the Enterprise reference in there. It was Little Kronos. Sean Marrero, I can't believe people don't like it's more Star Trek than Picard and Discovery put together. I know, I know. I don't understand the mentality, the thought process. They've already decided that everything new coming out of CBS is going to be crap. So they've already sentenced it, and that's not how to intake media. You can't go in assuming you're going to hate it or being determined you're going to hate it because you count on that hate for your views and your numbers and your money. You can't do that. You just go in open-minded. If you don't like it and you legitimately don't like it, that's fine. But if it's just for clickbait, it's just for views that you're doing the hate, I don't get it. Darth Maul, Trekyards. I don't understand how they say Mariner is Mary Sue. Events can seem to make her one, but it's explained away in the episode in some way. Oh God. See, that's the thing. When I was watching this episode, I thought, okay, now we got to wait for the inevitable. Well, Mariners and Mary Sue comment, and I haven't heard any yet. So the fact that you're saying that means that some of the fandom menace out there is probably saying that, and that's funny because I knew that was coming. Uh, Ryan K. Malevolence is evil. Just FYI. Yeah, sorry. Benevolence is good. Fine. Buried alive. Yeah, and she even says the moons of Nibia. Where Khan's like, I'll chase him round the moons of Nibia. Yeah. Listen, Jericho, fun fact, the Ferengi is voiced by Tom Kenny, SpongeBob himself. Oh, very cool. Tangent rambles, Mariner fails too often and is not popular enough to be on the ship to be a Mary Sue. Right, she'd be a captain at this age. Witchfinder General, I hope Q shows up. If so, I'm sold. See, when this episode started, we saw the entity that can change matter, or grant wishes, essentially. I'm like, oh yeah, here comes the Q episode. There's going to be something, not necessarily Q, but a alien entity that has the power to do those kind of things. So, Ro, love your SG1 shirt. Well, thank you very much. Rognick, dyslexics of the world unite. Yes. SC Scout Guy, why does practically every YouTube channel that has anything to do with Trek just bashing this show? I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad you guys are giving it a fair shot. I think it's great. I mean, now here comes the inevitable comments. Well, you guys are shills. You're being paid by CBS. I wish I was being paid by CBS. But alas, no. I'm just a Star Trek fan who likes the Star Trek references and likes the feeling of a Star Trek experience after the episode's over. So, Witchfinder General, or maybe the crystalline entity will come and blow the ship out of the stars. No. Tangent rambles. I am dyslexic of Borg. Your ass will be laminated. That's good. Rognick. That's a spoonerism, not dyslexia. What? Mark, it goes to show how much Rutherford is into Tindy. Yeah. Let's see. Old Taku DD. I'm glad you don't judge the show based on the last two piles of crap we got. Oh, I thought you meant the last two episodes, but you're talking about Discovery and Picard. Yeah, well, even they had their good points to them. Like, I still get excited to watch an episode of Discovery to see something new. Doesn't mean I'm always happy at the end of it, or feel a little disenfranchised sometimes watching that show just because there's a lot that lets you down for a Star Trek fan. That being said, there's a lot of good in there as well. There's some good moments, some good character moments, some good writing, a little bit of good writing. There's a few things in it that are redeemable, and it's worth pointing them out. So that's why we are here and we do what we do. Colin Barrett, I'm enjoying Lower Decks, but I think it might take a season or two to find Trek fandom's funny bone. No, I think they're doing pretty good actually so far. That's my thought. I'm like I said, I'm enjoying it. They know what they're Trek fans, the guys that make this show. It's not Alex Kurtzman and his cronies, even though Alex Kurtzman's name is on it. He's not really involved that much. So it is Mike McMahon and his team, and they they like Star Trek, and I think that shows. Um, E.R. Mixon's craziest theories. Do you think that Rutherford is getting special treatment because the senior staff are worried about him? Could this be a Barclay situation? Never really crossed my mind. I mean, they could be worried about him because he just got a cybernetic implant. They want to make sure that he's okay. But I never really got that feeling, no. Ytrium, drunken piloting a shuttle. How long do you think one loses a license for that? That's funny that you mentioned that because I thought I thought the same thing. Oh, here we go for the fandom menace now. So CBS is advocating drunk driving because they had a Klingon that was drunk flying a shuttle for comedic purposes, and that's bad. Okay, like there's going to be a reference to it from somebody. One of the fandom menace talking about, oh well, there's drunk flying the shuttle drunk. That's real funny. My family was killed in a car, drunk driving accident. I find that offensive. You're gonna hear that. It's a fucking comedy. You know, I just. Ytrium, drunken piloting. Oh, I read that one just now. Goddamn. Rognick. No, that was an intentional misspelling because unite and untie are anagrams. Oh, you just dyslexics of the world's untie. Okay, I missed that. Mailbag banner. God, I hate those folks that are like, haha, CBS employee, paid shell, low IQ. Right? Sean Marrero. At least I have given the show a chance. I really hate the viewer. At least I have given the show a chance. I really hate the viewer and the other YouTubers that try to take a cartoon a serious show. It's for fun and laughs. Exactly. Fleetpaw, if Trekyards was a shield, do you honestly think they'd have been so hard on either Picard or Discovery? A lot of people say we weren't hard on them. The fact that we reviewed them and gave them any kind of a chance to have a good thing said about them. Just Daniel Hall, if you were being paid by CBS, no Trek would be better. Eugene, well, she's got a lot of connections at the level of some flagship bridge officers. Joe Byram, $5. Have you figured out the bananas hot joke yet? Earl Grey hot. Never considered that, but Earl Grey hot. Banana hot. I mean, hot banana. Olivia Julius, $2. Why didn't you wear red for hashtag Lucky in Red? What does Lucky in Red mean? If I was wearing red, I would be attacked by an Autobahn, whatever the hell the alien was that's attracted to red. And I do probably like Jamaharajan. I could say it earlier. Jamar. You know what I mean? Jamajaran. I don't want eggs laid in my throat, okay? That's why I'm not wearing red. Maximum. I hope they encounter Martog if he is still Chancellor in this series. Who doesn't want more good Klingons? Exactly. Klingons are pretty great. The next part gets dicey. $2. You can call Tindy because it reminds us of Tilly. You all call Tindy because she reminds you of Tilly. There you go. Let's see. 106 likes with 138 people watching. That is great, guys. Thank you very much. If you haven't hit like yet, though, please hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. So, Mark says it makes a big difference when the creators are Trek fans. It does, absolutely. Fun will now commence. Trekyards provides balanced reviews that look at the good and the bad aspects of the show. Anyone who makes accusations clearly has not watched the video or live streams on this channel. Exactly. We hear comments like that all the time, like, well, they're obviously this or they're obviously that. And it's like, well, clearly you haven't been watching the content. You might have watched something we did 4 years ago and made up your mind about us and have never watched anything since. That's your problem, not mine. It doesn't reflect what we do with your stupid goddamn comments when you don't even watch our content. So, Sidewire, I'd like that the Klingon was a light drinker. A lightweight, yeah. More blood wine now, says Continuum Trek. FleetPod Swiftback, $2. Made that 100. I know we can do 150. Hashtag make me pay. Let's make FleetPod Swiftback pay. 111 likes, guys. If you haven't hit like yet, let's hit like. Let's get at least 125 right now. We'll try to hit that 150, but if we can do 125, that would be fantastic. Where did you get those tankards? I want Worf's son on lower decks, says Chris. Michael Stark, I love Picard. I love Lower Decks. I love Picard, and I love Lower Decks so far. They are different shows, and I enjoy that. Thankful for Trekyards and their balanced reviews, even when I disagree with them on occasion. What's the thing? We're human beings. We were raised differently in different parts of the world, whatever. Liking something is subjective. Just because I like something doesn't mean you shouldn't like it. It doesn't mean I'm telling you not to like it. It just means that I'm giving you my opinion on it. I'm not going to try to change your mind and tell you not to like something or that you're dumb for liking something. That's what the fandom menace does. And I don't appreciate it. So, yeah, you're not going to agree with us all the time. There's things you might agree with. You might agree with us 5 times during a review and disagree with us 10 times, and the next review is different. So yeah, we just give you our thoughts. If you don't like it, that's, it is what it is. Ja Mahara. Oh, I'm just gonna stop. Continuing Trek. I bet she makes a great Tindy loin. Huh? Like tenderloin. Fun will not commence. Michael Stark agreed. With certain exceptions, I enjoyed the first season of the Picard series. I like what I have seen of Lower Decks so far. The Atom 159 would be amazing if Patrick Stewart on Lower Decks. If we got Patrick Stewart on Lower Decks as Picard, absolutely, that would be awesome and it'd be easy to do. So I wish they would. Colin Barrett, thinking about it, Lower Decks would be a great way to bring Shatner back to Star Trek. Yeah, I mentioned that yesterday on our live. You could have them watching an old cadet training thing from the Academy a few years ago where old Admiral Kirk was giving a lecture or something, and they're watching it on a pad. That would be great. FleetPod Swiftback, send an email to trekyards@hotmail.com to discuss how to reach them by snail mail. Yeah, Victor Torres, just email us at trekyards@hotmail.com. And if you want to send anything, feel free. I actually got a few parcels in the mail today, which I'm going to be doing an unboxing for soon. A live unboxing to show you what I got. So if you're interested in sending anything, please let us know and we will give you the mailing address where you can do so. YJ Wrangler, I said this to Anti-Trekker last night, but I'm fairly sure they are making fun of Discovery's stupid fucking Nike boots. LOL. Yeah. The big delta and the line and the star on them. Chris Tenorio, what if the time crystals is used in a time machine on Janeway's shuttle on Voyager Endgame? We're talking about the time crystals now. Ozzy also need the USS Titan with Riker as captain. Hezraz, people are allowed to disagree. People forget that today. you can disagree and you can have comment or a conversation about why you disagree and learn something. Open your ears and shut your mouth for 5 minutes and listen to someone else's opinion. If you don't have the time or the desire to do that and be willing to change your mind, then don't even engage in the conversation. Like I'm more than willing to admit that I've made mistakes or that I've changed my mind on something after hearing Samuel's take on it, let's say, or somebody else's take. I'm always willing to accept that, you know, every moment, every discussion is a learning possibility, and maybe my life might be better after taking someone else's views into account. You know, so um, Colin Barrett or Evil Admiral Kirk from the Mirror Universe. Ryan K. Don't know why, but I found a parking tickets on the shuttle to be funny. I laughed too at that actually. The next part gets dicey. I just love the glistening tube calling to Rutherford. Oh, wasn't well. It was just like sparkling. I love how like you hear the fade out of the security guy, and yeah, that was good. The list of Jericho being deleted means they are not canon. They might keep Wesley as the Traveler. Hmm. Richard Torres, thanks for letting me know. I'm a hobbyist. Let's see what I can create. Well, love to see anything that you create. And like I said, if you want to send anything, any of you, just drop us a line at trekyards@hotmail.com and I'll give you a mailing address you can send stuff to. Should you want to do so. We don't ask for anything, but if you feel like you'd like to, by all means, let us know. And Paul Hammond, he's in Starfleet though. He was wearing a uniform at the wedding. Yeah, Wesley came back and was at the wedding of Riker and Troy, and he was in uniform. So, canon. Captain Robert April, I think it'd be hilarious for the Cerritos to go back in time to the animated series time with the rest of the episode being in the same filmation style. Oh, that's brilliant, man. Yes, 1,000 times yes. And a friend of mine, Matt Deckard, he made another suggestion as well today that the last episode of Lower Decks should be all live action, all the characters live action, and this is Brad turning his mundane, boring Lower Decks life into an animated show just for some fun. I think that'd be great. Maximum animation means they can depict so much more easier and cheaper, except the original voice actors. Olivia Julius, $5. So when do I get your 2021 Mustang for your when do you get my 2021 Mustang for your CBS payout? Never. Anybody that offered me a Mustang, I don't know what I would say to them. And I would never spend money on one, so I would sell it immediately probably, so you could have it that way. Witchfinder General, Shatner's voice sounded kind of weird in the animated series from the 70s, not very Kirk-ish. Ryan K. Trekyards, they mentioned a species called Kalons, Orville reference perhaps? I don't know. The name Kalon stuck with me, and I'm like, where do I know that from? What is that referencing specifically? And I haven't really figured that out yet. Um, you say Orville now, and I'm thinking Kalons. Is that Isaac's people? I think it's Isaac's people. Rhode Island, Trekyards. Couldn't Fandom Menace just be trolling for a reaction because we seem to spend half of our time talking about them? I try not to talk about them, and I don't care if they're trolling, whatever. But no, I think they honestly, legitimately believe in everything they say, which is sad. Sidewire. I would love to see a holodeck D&D centric episode where the joke is how nothing goes wrong for once. That'd be great. There's a lot of potential in this show, honestly, for holodeck episodes to be good. So, Darth Maul, Trekyards. The episode also had a lesson. Find out what you love and do it. Indeed. Jim Tilley, Hotmail. Is that still a thing? Oh, deep down in the dark web, lol. It's an email that we created when we started the channel, and it still works. So why not? I love how people give a shit about our Hotmail address. It's like, relax, people, relax. Witchfinder General, Wesley's rainbow sweater was great. That's what attracted the traveler in the first place. Oh, good God. Grid Cube, maybe it's an actual Mustang horse. Those are sweet. Yeah, that could be a P-51 Mustang. I would love a P-51 Mustang. YJ Wrangler, what if they offered you a Trans Am? Not really a Trans Am fan, to be honest. I mean, Smoking the Bandit's alright, but honestly, for the same year, I would rather have a Camaro. So, okay, Kalons are Isaac's people. See, thank you. I'm just, like I said, I'm tired. I didn't want to do this tonight, but it was scheduled, and you guys need the first reaction videos on Thursday nights just because those are going to be a thing for the next 23 weeks. 23 weeks of Star Trek. No break until like December 17th. Anyway. Yeah, so once Lower Decks is done, then we're going to move straight on to Discovery Season 3. And there's going to be lots to talk about. So, anyway, yeah, so, and don't forget that tomorrow at 5 Eastern Standard Time is our full review, discussion, breakdown of this episode with both me and Samuel. So if you guys are interested, check it out. Boy. Let's see. E.R. Mizon's Craziest Theories. It's from the TNG episode Bloxana's Boyfriend Who Died. Oh, the old guy, Charles Emerson Winchester III from MASH. Is that the one? I don't know. I'm tired. Sorry. Colin Barrett, if you were offered a free car, just think of that line from Ghostbusters. If someone asks you if you are a god, you say yes. Well, yeah, I mean, unless it's a Mustang, and then I'll be like, I'm questioning your mental stability to be offering me a Mustang, first of all, because they're so great, you should keep it for yourself. But I might say yes and then sell it. Not that I could probably get a lot of money for it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just an anti-Mustang guy. Captain Robert April. Shatner frequently had to record his the animated series dialogue into a tape recorder while he was shooting a movie or TV show. Yeah, he was usually in a hotel room when he did it, and it was... I think he was even doing some Broadway at the time, if I recall correctly. He was doing a stage show or theater or something as well, so... Brian Kesterson, Olivia, the only good Mustang is a horse, unless you're talking about the original Shelby Mustang. LOL, Camaro all the way, baby. See, Brian knows where it's at. Jill says, I know people who are still in AOL. Really? AOL? That I gotta make fun of. Victor Torres, take care of your health too, Mega Captain. My health is fine. I'm just, except I got some tendonitis, got a little bit of messed up ligament, and been wearing one of those braces on the arm because to pick anything up, it's pretty painful in here. But you got the brace on the arm, and then you can. But it's not getting much better. It'll get there. Darth Maul, Trekyards, TNG episode Half Life. Kalon's dies at age 60 to not burn family. Lieutenant Troy falls in love with the scientist. Who's Kalon? Alright, so those were the Kalons in that. Yeah, it was Charleston, Emerson Winchester the third. So, yeah, good old gamer. Well, 23 weeks was a full season back in the day. Well, it's just shy of a full season, 23, but yeah. Yeah, so like 10 episodes of Lower Decks, and then are there 13 of Discovery then? Because I heard 23 weeks of Star Trek. Um, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Jim Chili, you don't need sleep. You're doing what you love. If I was doing what I loved, I'd be downstairs in bed with Sylvia. I'm just kidding. I love you guys too, and I love doing this. The list of Jericho, 26 is a full season. BJ Tehran, I know a cat who can prescribe something for that cough of yours. Soft Dreams, I like that shirt. Thank you. Where is the EMH program on Lower Decks? Well, we haven't needed it yet. Although that being said, we really needed it in episode 1 when the sickbay was full, and Tindy comes in and is like, "Hey, you green girl, your hands clean." You know, that's when they should have had a EMH there. It would have been a perfect way to have the EMH in that episode, I think. So. Continuum Trek, have you dyed your hair? No. I got a haircut. I used to be very blonde when I was a kid. Now I'm like a dirty blonde, but no, I haven't dyed my hair. Ozzy says Shatner was also in the Columbo series with Peter Falk. Yes, he was in a lot of stuff back in the day. Colin Barrett, Shatner tells a story about the time he was pulled over for speeding while dressed as Kirk on his way to a shoot in Vasquez Rocks. That's funny. I doubt the infirmary on the Cerritos has a hollow emitter. I mean, it is. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. It is an older ship, probably older than the Galaxy, or around the same time as the Galaxy class. And they didn't have an EMH. Although it wouldn't be hard to install hollow emitters in sickbay. So they might have got an upgrade, who knows. Rhode Island, Trekyards, Captain, we love you. Keep up the good work. Hope you realize how much joy you give us. Thank you. I appreciate that. I honestly sometimes don't know how much joy I give you guys because I have something. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. It's called the imposter syndrome, where people look back on the things that they've done and the things they've created, and they don't think they belong in the position they're in because they don't think they're talented enough or entertaining enough. And that's definitely where I fall some days, most days, because of my depression. I don't think I deserve to have this great community of followers and viewers and people that show up to listen to me babble on about nothing and make mistakes and act the fool. But I really do appreciate you guys, so thank you so much. Azra failed? What? Mark Philippe, remember, a reference to real-world hospitals, you need to wear white shoes. Oh, that's why they have the white medical boots. Huh? Doesn't make much sense in Star Trek, but sure. Soft Dreams. Oh, so awesome. The little transporter. Who makes that? I had a Planemate TNG transporter. action figure, dematerialize and rematerialize. Yeah, I have that as well. That's made by Hallmark, and it's got the flashing lights and stuff. I wish the figures disappeared, but they don't. But there's sound effects and does the flickering. So it's kind of cool. You got a haircut. Which one? The one on the tip of my finger. See? Continuing truck. I only asked because it looks lighter than usual. Just the lighting in here, I guess. BJ Tehran, love the shirt. Stargate SG-1 was great because it was much like the original Star Trek. While different, instead of a ship and a base, instead of a ship as base, instead of the transporter, the Stargate. Thomas Potts, hello, I would like lower decks if Mariner wasn't so annoying. Well, sorry about your luck. Captain Robert April, having Bob Picardo as an EMH would be a good way to establish the Cerritos as an older ship. John Byram, $5. I still have my Net Zero account, LOL, but I only use it as a backup account because it's still free. Yeah, we just haven't had a need to change it, so yeah, that's what we got. Colin Barrett, Cop asked Shatner why he was in a hurry. Shatner replied, I'm trying to find my spaceship. Cop thinks for a minute, gives him a Vulcan salute, and sends him on his way. Do you really think that's a true story? I mean, really? Really, really? Especially when TOS was like on the air. It wasn't that popular. And do you really think that the cop would have known about the Vulcan salute back then? I mean, if it was in modern times, or during the movie, the hype of the movie, the height of the movies, then yes, I believe that. But for the TOS thing, no. Good old gamer. Cap has some lucky genes. I think I'm a few years younger, and my dark brown hair is getting noticeably gray. Hey, mine's getting gray too. You can't see it in this light. In really bright sunlight, you can see some gray. When I get it cut, it's weird. When it's longer and I get it cut, on the ground, it's all fucking gray hair. And I'm like, how the hell is that all gray when up here it doesn't look gray? Captain Robert April, like was just said, hollow emitters is an easy upgrade. Only take a few hours. They'll be in on Tuesday. That's when we'll get the hollow emitters. Brian Kesterson passed the 125 mark. Ooh, you had 132. Can we hit 150 likes? Let's see. Let's try to get 150 likes, guys. And if anybody out there is able to super chat and you have a question or comment you want me to read and not skip over, because I've skipped over quite a few to kind of keep up with the chat, I apologize. But if you do, and you do want me to see it, by all means, think about sending a super chat in. It helps the show, helps us out, lets us know that you love us and that you want us to keep coming back to do these for you. So if you can, please do. Don't forget to join the channel. Hit the join button down there. Also, don't forget to go to Patreon/Trekyards if you want to help us out on Patreon. Lots of great ways to help us out. Description, blah, blah, blah. You know the routine things. Do it. The next part gets dicey. We want more Stargate chats. Perhaps, maybe. We'll see. Rhode Island, Trekyards. You're a dirty blonde. I have fond memories of a dirty blonde, LOL. Okay. Mark, I agree that was out of line, and I've never seen anyone say it either. You agree what was out of line? Maximum, I don't know if this series has a bottle show. Seems they are firing on all warp coils so far. John Pappas, my sincere apology for saying that what might... Okay. Stuart, you're tired? Just focus. So Johnny says, my sincere apologies for saying what many have thought, and thanks for the shows. Fleet Bus went back. I don't know what that's referring to. So, Shauna Leatherman, you definitely deserve it. My husband and I get so much joy from your videos, and we're proud to call you Captain. Live long and prosper. P.S. Get some rest tonight. That's an order. LOL. Yeah, usually I'm up till like 2 or 3 a.m. Last night I was up to like 4:30, and then I couldn't get to sleep even after when I went to bed. Tonight, I'm thinking I'm probably going to go when this is over, which will be soon because it's just come on the hour now. I don't think I have 2 hours worth of this in me tonight. But I'm going to probably go down and watch Red Letter Media's Part 2, and now the continuation, or now the conclusion of their top TNG episodes, and then I'm probably going to go to bed instead of staying up for another couple hours. So, because I got to get up early tomorrow morning to film with Samuel, to film out all of our spoiler free review, our spoiler filled review, all of the little side, 10, 15 minute long episodes that we're going to have out for next week. And then we got our live tomorrow, so gotta get up early. Sucks. I hate getting up early. I'm not a morning person, guys. The List of Jericho, the story Shatner told about the day after the moon landing is still my favorite. I haven't heard that one. Voltronic 91. Why are the Andorians giving Mariner and Boimler mean looks in this episode? They're all part of the Federation. I have no idea. You gotta think they're on a planet that's in like... They were just in Little Kronos, now they're in Little Andoria, I guess. I don't know. But these are not necessarily the best Andorians. These are like common Andorians or criminals. So who knows? JD Brisboy, hey, chat. I got here late. Does Captain Foley approve of the new LD episode? I would say yes. Yes, I do. Caleb Horn, $5. So far, I'm liking the show, or liking the show, probably by design, but I don't like most of the senior staff, with the exception of the Cetacean CMO. Want to see more of her. Yeah, I think that's definitely by design. BJ Turon, I like Shatner's story about the death of DeForest Kelly's poodle. Died in being hit by the sprinkler. I haven't heard that story either. Damn. Thomas Potts, Trekyards, what do you think of Hallmark's TOS Enterprise Tree Topper? Well, sir. It's Captain Foley approved, as I own one, as you can see. I'm actually going to be doing a review of this at some point. I should have filmed it already, but I haven't. But I have it here. It's pretty cool. I have it just on the table over here because it's a nice piece just on its own, just lighting up, But yeah, it's pretty damn snazzy. So, as I said, I'll probably do a review of that sometime soon. I should have done it already. Joe Byram, $5. The EMH Mark I holograms were retired, replaced, and forced to mine dilithium prior to Star Trek Lower Decks. They were indeed. Josh Johnson, Captain Foley, hope you have a good night. Hope you do as well, Josh. Thank you very much. Captain Robert April, because the scrawny pink sins interfered. Witchfinder General, Red Letter Media's lists were great, but no rightful heir from season 6, best Worf episode ever. Eden Vincent, TNG has so many great episodes, though I was surprised by their picks, but I get it. I haven't seen part 2 yet, so I'm going to watch that after this. So, ER Mixon's craziest theories. Do you think they will be crazy enough to try to have an episode with every major captain? Picard, Janeway, Sisko. No, I don't. Maybe on a wall, like pictures on a wall as they walk by something in Starfleet Hall of whatever, Hall of Heroes or something. But no. Yeah. Sidewire, do you think the Doctor would really be okay with the Federation essentially enslaving EMH holograms? It's been a while since I watched Voyager. No, he wouldn't, and that would be an issue, you'd think. Um, yeah. Captain Robert April looks like it's bod based on the 18-inch AMT kit. It's not. It's much more accurate than the AMT kit was. Um, if I get one that's staying out all year, system spot, yeah, mine's going to. It looks great. The little bizarres like blink and like looks like they're turning. It's really cool. It's got a little remote control with sound effects and stuff, which I'll show you guys when I do the review. But good old gamer, is that a Stargate shirt? It is. See, SG1, Air Force, and then Stargate. Colin Barrett, I recorded Shatner's live session. I can post a link, but if you search YouTube for William Shatner live in Dublin, you can catch it there. The full hour is there. Oh, God, does he talk about anything other than his? Does he talk about Star Trek? Because it's one of the biggest pet peeves I have with the man. I go to a Star Trek convention and pay good money, my money, for Star Trek convention stuff, like hearing William Shatner talk about, oh, I don't know, Star Trek and himself as Captain Kirk. And instead, when he's on stage, all I hear for a fucking hour is, I have horses. I have a horse charity. I have a project coming up. This is another project I'm doing. Like, I don't care. I get it. You've talked about Star Trek for 50 years. It gets a little tiring. I understand. But you know what? I pay good money to hear Star Trek stories. I haven't been to every Star Trek convention. I haven't heard all the stories. So by all means, entertain me with Star Trek stories. I don't care about your horses. I don't care about your charities. That can be 5 minutes at the end of your hour-long talk, or the last 10 minutes, or something. By all means, mention it. You got a new project. That's great. That's fine. Love it. Cool. Well, check them out because we love you. But for fuck's sakes, talk about Star Trek. It's literally an hour-long talk. 5 minutes of it is maybe Star Trek. Maybe. And then the questions and the Q&A section where there obviously will be some Star Trek questions. But it's like, for fuck's sakes, man, you're at a Star Trek convention. You know, I wouldn't go to a car show and get up on stage and talk about Star Trek because nobody would give a shit. So anyway, that's just a pet peeve of mine. Sorry. Daniel's Hot Topic, Trekyards. Is this episode good? I have not seen it yet. I liked it. I thought it was maybe not as good as the first episode. I enjoyed the first one a little bit more, I think. There's an A-B plot, and the B plot I think is more interesting than the A plot in this one. But yeah, there you go. And I know you didn't really enjoy the first one. You're not enjoying. As I recall that your comments last time you didn't really enjoy it. So Eden Vincent, $2. What do you think of the lower deck ship? I'm late. Sorry. I kind of like the Cerritos. I said that since we first saw it. At first it struck me and I'm like, oh, that's what they're going with. But the more I see it, the more I like it, and it really grows on you. And especially when you see it in motion and the way they presented it in the show, like the space scenes are fantastic. So it's really growing on me. I do like it. Herbster Magus, $1. Thank you very much. James McGill, $2. There's a realistic 3D of the USS Cerritos on Trekyards Facebook. Yeah, and we might have some cool stuff coming up as well, which you guys should stay tuned for. Herbsta, Shatner is old as shit. He just likes to tell old man stories. Haha. Witchfinder General, Shatner enjoys talking about horses and himself. The List of Jericho, I went to his one-man show and he did tell a few Trek stories. It's funny how he will tell Trek stories in a non-Star Trek atmosphere, like his one-man show, or not at a Star Trek convention. When you're at a Star Trek convention, he literally slaps all the fans in the face by saying, fuck you, I'm not talking about Star Trek. You know, it just pisses me off a little bit. A few years ago, I did a video, a captain's log, about what the hell is wrong with William Shatner, is what it's called. Go check it out. It's pretty good. I do like the guy. I'm a huge fan of Shatner. I'm a huge fan of Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk is like my hero. And each time I've personally met Shatner, he's been nothing but super nice to me. So I hear all the horror stories. I hear all the crap that these stories of people that say he's mean or he's mean to volunteers, whatever, all that stuff. And it's like, okay, I'll take it with a grain of salt. He might have been having a bad day, fine, whatever. But personally, I've had no issues with him. That being said, there's a couple times where I've wanted to hear something about Star Trek when he's on stage, and you hear about his horses, and I don't care. I give less than a tinker's piss about a goddamn horse and your horse shows. I don't fucking care. I would go to a horse show to listen to you talk about horses. We're not at a horse show. So anyway, sorry. Daniel's hot top to Trekyards. Can't wait till the season Section 31 show. Kit Walski talked about it last night. I thought they'd forgotten all about that. I haven't even heard anything about it. So, Witchfinder General. Honestly, I'd pay good money to see Shatner talking about horses and himself. Well, if you're into that kind of thing and you're going to see that specifically, sure. I have no issues with that. But, damn. Clay Williams. I like this episode better than the first one. Herbster Magus. We like when you talk about your Camaro, Foley, and we are here for Trek. Just saying. Haha. It's funny. It's funny. I talk about Trek at least 90% of the goddamn time on here. So that ratio is not skewed the opposite direction like Shatner. So just saying. And plus I have the Captain Foley personal channel for that kind of stuff too, which eventually all that shit should be over there. But because I only have 2,020 viewers or subscribers, I need to get those numbers up. So go subscribe to the Captain Foley personal channel. Fleet Paw Swiftback, $2. I'll pay on faith for 150 likes. I bet we hit it. We have 147. We have 3 more likes. 3 more likes, guys. 1, 2, 3 more likes. Let's do it. 3, or do you do 3, or do you do 3, or do you do 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, or 3, 3. James McGill, seeing the USS Cerritos in realistic 3D computer model looks very impressive, and it gives it a small ship vibe. Well, it is a small ship, but not the size of a Galaxy class-ish. Sidewire. So why is Boimler and Mariner in the command division? If he's an ensign, what is he exactly commanding? Wouldn't it make more sense if he was a helmsman or navigator? Sure. Witchfinder General. Not sure if it was a play first, but it's a horror movie, and he did right before Star Trek. Okay. What if you do all 3 ways to do 3? Well, then you're awesome. The USS Cerritos looks great in motion. Okay, guys, that's going to be it for me for tonight. 68 minutes. Sorry it's not the full, like, hour and a half, 2 hours that I usually do. I'm just kind of tired, so... bottom line, I like this episode. I'm not sure if I liked it more than episode 1. I'll need to kind of sit on that and let it simmer. And we'll just join us tomorrow for the live review, the full review and discussion. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe Samuel can change my mind, or maybe he didn't like it. Maybe he did like it. I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow. But join us for that live at 5 Eastern Standard Time. And... yeah, be sure to check out our spoiler-free and or spoiler-full review that we release in the afternoon, because they're kind of a condensed version of our thoughts. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. So thank you very much for tuning in. I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. So go subscribe to this channel and the Captain Foley personal channel and do all that cool stuff. We had 152 likes. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Good night.